Alright guys, we're gonna go ahead and get started with Spyro 2, so do not go anywhere.
Twitch.tv/popcornparfait. Eat a Jack in the Box. Crispy chicken sandwich. Hot fresh hamburger.
Eat at Jack in the Box. 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 Twitch.tv/popcornparfait. 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 Twitch.tv/popcornparfait.
Alright everybody, welcome! We have Spyro 2 Season of Flame with RDA. So I'll let you take it away and introduce yourself.
What's up guys? I'm RDA, also known as Rubber Ducky Assassin. We're going to be playing some Spyro Season of Flame, except we're not going to be using Flame. Because the incentive was made, so we're going to be beating the game without using the fire ability, which is the whole point of the game, kinda. But you can do that. So I do want to, if there's nothing else to talk about before going into the run, there's a quick note I want to make prior. There's a glitch that we're going to be doing right at the start, right when the timer starts, that's going to change the route and kind of completely glitch the game. You can kind of see how it glitches the game by seeing how my in-game time says I've had 99 hours, but that's not true. It's just basically we do like an underflow glitch at the start of the run that affects the later ongoings on of the game. I can get a little bit more into it, but that's pretty much, I just wanted to say that right at the start. It saves me a little bit of conversation during the run. But if we're ready to go, I'm ready. Whenever you guys are.
We are ready.
Awesome. Alrighty. So timing starts on the selection of a new file. So I'll count down and we'll go on go. So 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so right off the bat, I'm holding soft reset on my controller. I'm playing on a GameCube, which is like a Game Boy player. And instead of having 5 lives at the start and having Sparks visible, Sparks is invisible right now. He is there, but he's just invisible. What this does is it helps with the like overworld routing of how we're going to each level makes it a little bit faster overall. The whole point of this game is just collecting fireflies. Oop. Up here. A little saver here. So there's 100 fireflies in the game, and you only need 75 to beat the game. In the game's predecessor, Season of Ice, there's a lot more things that you need to do to complete the game. So this game's a lot different, just in terms of how what it requires to beat the game. Now, the handicap that we're putting on ourselves is we're making it so that we can't collect the ability that you collect in this world that we're entering right here. So the whole point of this story is we try to go on vacation and our fire breath gets taken away from us as dragons, and we try to figure out what is doing it, but it's pretty obvious what it is. It's Ripto and his shenanigans. But in this first level, we start the game off without any fire, and then in this level you unlock it. And then you go throughout the game with fire and ice, and then there's a couple other things that we'll get later on. But in this category, you're not allowed to unlock fire, so we just keep moving on. So I collected that life in order to kind of fix the life underflow glitch that we had going on. That's the first time save that we get from doing that glitch at the start of the run. So instead of having 0 lives, and if we were to keep dying with those 0 lives, we would just endlessly keep going. That's part of the glitch. But getting a life fixes it. So we get a life right before we die, and then collect everything that we're going to collect, and then die, and then we'll spawn right where we have to get to next, which is this level. So pretty much everything in this game is manipulatable. There's not a lot of RNG in this game. So even these guys who are really, really fast and kind of seem to run sporadically, if you're in certain spots of the level, they'll always run in the same directions. So we use that to our advantage and just run in the same way every time and freeze them and collect the firefly. Ooh, that was good. And then the other main time save that we're going to be seeing throughout the run is just a lot of gliding while collecting fireflies. Every time you collect a firefly, there's a little text box. So the more you can move during those text boxes, the more time you're going to save. So that's a big time save that looks like it's a small little thing here and there, but when you do it for every single firefly that we collect, that time adds up. So that actually went pretty well. We have to bring this guy the horseshoe we just picked up, and then pausing in the air. You're not usually allowed to do that in games, but you can pause in the air, and sorry, there's someone ringing my door right now. But you're able to pause in the air, and by doing that you can skip the text box of another firefly that we collect. But also when you collect all the fireflies in a level, you get more text boxes from Sparks just being like, good job, you did it. So it skips all that. It's a nice little 3-4 second time save. You can also see that I'm collecting certain gems sometimes. The reason I'm doing that is because I want to have no gems going into certain levels, because it saves about 2 to 3 seconds if you can enter a level without collecting any gems. So in going into this level, we're always going to collect gems. So I collected a certain amount of gems going into it, so that that's weird. So that when I go into the next level, I'm not going to collect any gems. There's little secret caves that are in the levels. And we'll see more of that later. We're going to unlock an ability after this first world that makes it easier to go into those, because right now, most of the time they're blocked off by a boulder, like this one. But since there's this enemy right here, we're going to have it push us into the door hitbox, so we can do the secret. Sometimes there's just like nothing in there, sometimes there's just like a regular roaming firefly, and sometimes there's like a mission to do in these caves. Some of these levels aren't too affected by not having fire, like this one, and the last one actually. Both of them are pretty much the same from any percent. There's just like a couple other levels. Obviously some levels will use both fire and ice, but some of them only use ice, some of them mainly will use fire. But you always have to use ice to collect the firefly, so... and like the whole reason this category exists is because one day I was just playing through the game and I was like, I wonder if you can beat the game without collecting fire, and you can. So... This is one of the level. The first level is actually a big fire level. This level is also a big fire level, so we don't do too much of it since we like don't have fire. We have to burn these tiki, or burn the tiki torches, and we also have to burn these tumbleweeds. But since we can't do that, we just run right past them all. And we're just collecting these roaming fireflies. And we're gonna move on our way, really. That was a pretty glide there. I'm gonna try and heal. Just to be a little safe. Alrighty. Oops. So since again we're trying to enter levels without collecting gems, once the game saves from completing that level, you want to exit, like soft reset and re-enter the game. It saves a little bit of time over watching the gems be collected and then entering the stage from Tiki Tropics. This way I don't collect any gems, and also it's just a little faster. I did a little late, but it's still faster. So this is Crush. This is the first boss. This is, I would say, the most difficult boss, especially to do it fast. So let's see if I can do it fast. Each boss you have to hit 3 times. Video games, you know how they work. Okay, that works. So you have to hit him 3 times by freezing him with these ice balls that he shoots at you, but they melt after a pretty quick time from being on the ground. So that was a pretty quick... You have like a small window to get that one cycle, so glad I got that. Alrighty. This is another level that uses fire for a good portion of it, so we get to skip a part of it. Typically we would go to that bottom area down there, but we're just going to skip all that because we don't need to. I'm going to do these, kind of looks like an awkward out of the way jumps I just did there, but there are fairies in this game. They're what the collectibles used to be for Season of Ice, and they act as checkpoints in this game. And sometimes I don't want the checkpoint. Sometimes it doesn't matter, but there's gonna be a couple levels where I don't want the checkpoint, and this is one of them. So this is an obstacle course. Let's see if I can do it. Okay, cool, I did it. So the hitbox of like the win trigger, I almost got that too, extends past the platform, so you can just get a nice precise angle at that jump and take a death and still win that obstacle course. Oh no, I think I did that too early. Oh no, we're good. Now we just have to take the skull back to this little ghost friend. We can leave. So this is where the route differentiation is a lot bigger for this category versus any percent. Instead of going to Candy Lane, we're going to Winter Mesa, which is right over here. And this level is a level that you typically would do with fire, but there are a couple fairies that you can do, or fireflies you can do without fire. And they are a time. So typically you have to like light some candles, light some Christmas trees, you know, do some Christmassy stuff. But for this category where we don't have fire, we have to play some hockey. Okay, and there's a sweet spot right on that wall where if I go towards the wall and then shoot at an angle, it'll go right behind the enemy and right into the goal. Oh, unless I do that. Yeah. So you do this twice. You have to do this on 2 different difficulties, one on easy and then on hard. The only difference is you have the same amount of time. The AI is just a little better. It's not too much different, but he's a little bit better. But you have to get 8 goals instead of 5. And then just jumping away and coming right back makes the text box come back. Talking in this game is a little different than how normally you would. Like typically you press a button to just start talking to somebody. In this game it's just hitboxes. You have to just stand near a person and then they'll start talking to you. Unless they like already were talking to you. Okay, unless they're already talking to you, or unless there's another text box like kind of taking its priority, like a door, because every door shows the level that it's in, like that it's called. Oh, that was early. So we'll do like jumping and stuff to make those text boxes go away or reset. Yeah, Spyro's pretty good at hockey. Oop, okay. We also didn't get a glitchy puck. Sometimes they can get like the momentum will be saved, and they'll just like keep going from the start, which loses time. Oop. All right, so we got the hockey guys. Fun. So now we can't really do the rest of this, so we just go and get the last free roaming firefly, and then we're gonna head out of here. Just like that. Let's see if I can do this. I'm gonna try and go for it. Oh, I can get this, come on. There we go. So this is out of bounds, but every stage in the game has the ability to do this. It's just really hard to get there with most levels, but in the hub worlds, you don't die when you fall in the water, so it's easier to do it, or at least like attempt it. But pretty much there's like another plane above the whole world. I don't really know why, but it just exists. And if you go to like the edge of the map, it's really easy to get onto that second plane and just run across it. Right here we're skipping another checkpoint. Probably do a little meandering over there. Yeah, that was pretty nice. So for this one we have to kill all these enemies. This is one of the levels where it doesn't change. We actually get to do everything. So we have to kill all these enemies. There's another thief mission. Oh, I did that way too early. I'm actually gonna try and do something. What's up? Okay. Oh! Actually, you know what? This is fine. Oh, wait, what? Haven't had that happen before. Count it.
Did you just not get it? What happened?
So if you die and don't have a checkpoint, the spawns are a little inconsistent. I was assuming the game would still count that I got it, but since I didn't exit the door, it probably was just like, nah, you have to do that again.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I was close.
Yeah, you were close.
But honestly, I have to have an extra death. You're supposed to die 3 times in Haunted Hills. There's an extra death that is frame perfect. It's really, really hard to get. So it's just, if you don't get it, you just die an extra time somewhere else. And that's where I did. So it's fine. It was definitely planned and meant to happen. Moving on to the next level that doesn't change too much, actually, at all, because of the not having fire. Going a little out of the way though, because I want to just make sure I get everything. Okay. This is a pretty flashy level, if I can do everything right. A lot of charge jumping. I don't know why I did that right. That's the easiest one to get. So similar, or if you have played like some of these GBA Spyro games, or especially the first one, bonking is really, really easy to do in that first game, but in this one, it's actually pretty hard to bonk if you're aware of how bonking works. So if you're going at any angle at all, like if you're even at the slightest possible angle, you will not bonk into a wall. Oops, I got bullied there. So you can use that to your advantage whenever you're charge jumping. Even if I'm jumping at a wall and it looks like I'm about to bonk, if I'm at an angle, it's not gonna bonk. So it's a very weird quirk about the game. You can use to your movement advantage. Oops. I'm gonna do one last Firefly here, and then we're gonna do the next boss fight. Definitely a little out of practice for some late game stuff. The interesting thing about this category is that how it's at the same time similar to any percent, and then it's just absolutely not at all. What am I doing? There we go.
Would you say No Flame is harder, or would you say that it's just different?
I would say it's harder, yeah.
It definitely seems that way, yeah.
Mainly because of this late game that we're getting into now. That was honestly just me forgetting where some stuff was, so no worries there. Here we go. Entering the next boss fight. This is probably the easiest boss fight of the 3. There's 3 in the game. But this one is one of the only instances of RNG in the game. You can kind of manipulate which side he shoots the first missile at. Okay, that was good. But it is just luck at that point. The other 2 missiles I can manipulate a little bit. I don't know why he shot off that side. I don't know why he shot off that side either, but yeah, there's a little bit of RNG in there. But not too bad. You just have to make sure the missile doesn't hit you. You have to have it circle around, touch, gulp, and then you can pick it up and shoot it at him. Alright. so we're gonna go up here, talk to Hunter, get our hub world fireflies. We don't have to get any of these pedestals, what they're called in the game, unless I do some unless I mess some stuff up. But we're just gonna get these fireflies. I'm gonna get this one over here. We're entering Dream Castle. Typically we enter a different stage, but we don't have enough to enter Moon Fondue, which is usually the first stage we enter. But this stage is similar to any percent. Do the exact same thing actually. And in any percent, by this time we have not a lot more fireflies, but we have a little bit more, so we're able to skip a lot more stuff by this time in the game. So this is a pretty fun level when you don't have to do the fire focused missions. So this is another obstacle course. Let's see if we can do it. Okay, cool, I got it. Dang, it's harder to get that. You can talk to the NPC and also get the firefly at the same time. That's harder than these than these skips I did there. Okay. Hey, you get 2 of them for there. So in Haunted Hills you only get 1 firefly, but there's 2 whole missions you got to do for that one. So 2 very easy fireflies right there, and we just head out. So Moon Fondue, this next level, is typically a really easy, only like a minute level. You just go in, get the free roaming fireflies, and then get out. But in this category, where we are a little tight on our firefly count, we got to do some more stuff here. So let's see how this goes. I have a good amount of practice in this game. Been running it since 2018. But I have gotten like a lot of really good times pretty quickly, or not pretty quickly, a while ago is what I'm trying to say. And I'm a little out of practice with some of the late game stuff, but also I'm good at the game, so.
I like that. I like the confidence there.
Aw, there's the confidence going down the drain. You hate to see it. That's okay. So we're supposed to use that game over there to help our menuing, because since we have to do so much more in Moon Fondue, you'll end up collecting more gems. So it's faster to get everything that you get in Moon Fondue and then take a death after you collect everything, game over, and then you just go into the last level. Because I just I didn't collect it. I didn't count any of the gems that I collected, but I still got them. So that's why you're supposed to take those deaths. That's why we do that, the life underflow at the start of the run for the game over at the start, and for the game over here. It just saves time in menuing and getting to the levels. That was a weird place to die though. That's like just a weird random place to mess up. Choked, if you will. Okay. Just gonna light all these radars and pretty much everything that looks like it needs to be lit up with electric shock. That's what we're doing. This world shows us this ability, and it's the only time you use it. You don't get it like as a regular ability or anything. It's just like a power up in all these worlds and in this hub world. Oh, I did that one. I'm gonna be a little safe here and kill some of these guys. Get this one. Okay, cool. Got all those. Oh no! Okay. That's okay. we just
Happens to the best of us.
Yeah, we just have to do
totally fine, you know.
yeah, we just have to do the radars again. It's okay.
It's no big deal, honestly.
If you've played Season of Ice, if you die at any point in those levels, pretty much, unless you get a checkpoint or honestly, like even if you don't get a checkpoint, some of them they're just mean. The game will not save any of the progress that you made. Oops. But in this game, they changed that, so you do, like, it does save the stuff that I got earlier, but some missions, and these radars being one of them, it doesn't save those missions. So we just have to redo the radar, but that's all the ones we have to do. And if I was playing Season of Ice, even though I got all those, come on now, get out of here, get out of there, get out of there. Oh. I just got stun locked. That was crazy. Get some healing in here. Is that one? It is. Okay. Doing some damage control here now. No worries. I'll collect this now. There we go. Come down here. Collect that firefly. That door in there is a very silly mission. We don't gotta go and do that, luckily.
So does Spyro have like lightning breath right now?
He does, yeah. I don't know.
Gotcha.
They don't really explain too much. They just kind of do it.
To you.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, here you go.
Yeah, good job. You did it. This is the whole part of like Starry Plains is just you get the lightning ability. It shows you it in like the hub world, and then you're supposed to use it. It's really inaccurate. It's like super wild. Where am I going? Okay. I'm gonna collect that one gem right there. That one particular red gem. I want to make sure I collect it. It makes entering the boss fight just a little faster. Oh, I was supposed to. Oh, that's fine. Okay, so typically you do this level with fire, but we don't have that. So we're gonna do the ones that we can do without fire. So we have to kill these guys, and we're also doing the stage backwards now instead of doing it like normally. But since we can't do some of these missions, we are gonna have to do some of the harder ones. This is probably what when you asked what, like, if it's easier or harder, this level is what makes it harder. So these are like a amped up version of the imps that we saw in the second level of the game. Okay, almost got that. So what I'm trying to get is, oh, okay, I got that right. The way that I've made these fights, I guess you can call them, consistent, is there's an unoptimized task that was made of this game a long time ago. Oop. Not sure where they're going. Okay, got them. And I pretty much just like tried my best to recreate the stress that the task was using as much as possible. And I found out through that task that you're able to run just for like a little bit before the timer starts counting down for those imps. So if you don't start running at the start of the first one, it'll get one of them stuck in the crystal ball. And then if you start running at the start of the second one, you'll get another one stuck in the crystal ball. So we use those nifty strats there. I think yeah, we're good. 74? Okay, yeah, we're good. I forgot to get one of the hub world fireflies. We're just gonna go and do that, and then we can go beat the game. Because the reason I was wanting to collect that red gem going into the saves, because you can do the out of bounds strat again. but I just need to collect that last Firefly. Alrighty. So now we're entering the last boss fight. Now, if you don't really know what's going on, this is probably one of the harder bosses, but if you want my opinion, it's probably the easiest boss overall. Typically, there's those cards that are a force field that you have to break down and... Oh, I died. They have to break down, and each card is like broken down by a certain ability, right? Electric, fire, and ice. But by pausing and jumping, we can jump right through that force field and just keep hitting him. So we hit him 3 times, and then we run to where the door is going to spawn so that we can skip some text boxes, and then that's the Ripto fight. So time's going to be when the credits start, so it's going to be in just a couple seconds. And time. And that's
Nice.
and that's Spyro Season of Flame.
GGs.
Yeah, there's
Without the flame, though.
yeah, without the flame. Sorry, there was like so much content. There's so much to talk about with this game, and it's really short. So I'm just throwing out information and talking the entire time. So apologies for that, but thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Enjoyed the copium as well. I
enjoyed it.
that was fun. I had a good time. I always have a lot of fun playing this game. If you ever want any resources or anything about the handheld Spyro games, I play the first 3 handheld Spyro games, and there's a lot of resources for learning each of those games. There's a tight community. Join the Discord, and yeah, thanks for like watching and supporting. I really appreciate it. Thanks for letting me show this off for you guys. I've been wanting to get a run into SDAT for a while, so I'm glad I got to do it with Spyro.
That's awesome. Do you stream? Like, if people wanted to watch you?
I do, yeah. I've been doing a lot of Season of Ice recently, which is this game's predecessor. It's a awful game, but a pretty good speed run, and kind of like Sonic 06. And yeah, I do tons of speed runs. If you haven't seen or heard of my name, I guess I've been around for over a decade, so speedrunning is pretty awesome, pretty important to me. So thank you guys again.
Awesome. Well, thanks for coming and joining. That was really fun. That was a nice fun watch. So we've had fun having you here.
Thank you for having me.